Hello, this is Shirley the Herb Lady. Today we're going to talk on golden seal. It's one of the very first herbs that I ever tasted, and I stomped my feet till I couldn't stomp them no more because it's so bitter. But it's one of the best herbs you can ever take. I have read the book Back to Eden, and it was printed in 1935, and it was talking golden seal did this, golden seal did that. So I took a teaspoon of it at the kitchen sink, and oh man, I stomped my feet. I don't know how long it would. You have to taste golden seal. No, don't taste it, but in a capsule. But it's a natural antibiotic, and it's really, really good for you. But you do not want to taste it without being in a capsule. It's labeled an all-care herb. It just takes care of a lot of things, and golden seal primary use is as a natural antibiotic, and one of the strengths of golden seal has the ability to help to dry up your mucus in your body. It really helps. It helps your digestion. It just helps. You can use it for gallgling, for sore throats. You can use it for bleeding gums, for douching, for sinus congestion, for infection, and it reduces itching. And golden seal has the ability to stimulate your digestive system, and it's got a therapeutic action on your digestive system. When you take golden seal, you can put the powder in your mouth and suck on it. But this guy had stomach trouble, and he said he had his stomach felt like acid, and he started sucking on it, and it prevents any canker sores or any acid in your stomach. So it does help a lot. It's just the idea that it doesn't taste really good. Matthew Word says that golden seal is a remedy to help to seal the tissues. It's used for a tincture for torn discs in the spine, torn meniscus in the knees. What you do is just make a paste and put on it, and it just helps to heal it. Golden seal, if you just have that one herb, you can just use it to help heal your whole body. Griffith is a national known herbalist, and he was the first one to discover that golden seal lowers your blood sugar. It acts like a insulin, and it just lowers your blood sugar. It appears to have overcomes insulin resistance. Golden seal is a very powerful tonic herb, one that you use it and then you quit using it. You don't keep using it all the time, because you can use it up to 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks it starts killing your friendly bacteria. So 2 weeks is your limit on using it, and then stop. And then if you get sick again or whatever you get, then you can use it again, but you don't use it all the time. And the Cherokee Indians helped the army of General Jackson against the British. During the Civil War, the Indians sided with the Confederate, and they helped on the battle, and they was bringing herbs to them. Golden seal was one of the foremost herbs. It helped with sore mouths, inflamed eyes, for the stomach aches, for the liver disorders, and it helped with any kind of skin problems. They used the juice for dye in your clothes. The Indians put it on their face. The root was also mixed with grease and used on the skin as an insect repellent. And when you're down there in the bog with a lot of water, instead of being eaten up by the mosquitoes, you can use the oil. You can use the oil of the nuts or the oil of the dead animal, and then mix it with golden seal. In 1820, the House of Surgeon refers to the plant that it should be used for indigestion and low fevers. Golden seal helps to relieve any kind of bowel complaints in the children, and it was recommended for morning sickness and indigestion. People with serious acne, if you have teenagers with acne, give them a capsule or two of golden seal. It's just a natural antibiotic, but it kills bacteria. And it helps with eczema, and most times they get a response within days. Now, it's also called the yellow paint root. The Indians used it to paint their skin. The Indians painted with turmeric and with golden seal. Jethro Kloss considered it one of the best substitute for quinine. It helped with colds, flu, stomach trouble, liver trouble, and you just take it as a tea and drink it. Golden seal works in case of any kind of mucus in you, and it helps with clearing any kind of mucus that you got, like a runny nose and things like that. It also helps to clean the liver. The herb is especially useful for the skin and the organ problems. The chronic ulcers on the legs, they would make a paste and put it on the legs, and it would clear it right up. On cracks, on if you have nursing and you get your nipples get bleeding and everything, just make a paste and put Silver Shield on it, and it just dries it up and it completely goes away. Well, this lady was reading about golden seal, and she had a poodle, and the poodle had lost all its hair, and it says all the hair had fell out of the poodle, and the tail looked like a rat tail because the poodle didn't have no hair at all. The owner got golden seal and started making a weak solution and kept on applying it to the bear's skin. And as soon as she put it on, the dog would lick it off. And he got it inside and outside, and she kept on rubbing it, the solution on his skin. And she put it in his food, she put it in his water, but he was willing to take it because he knew he could pick up that it was helping him feel better. And the poodle's hair started coming back quickly, and it got all his hair back from her being persistent in rubbing golden seal on its bare skin. Every day she would rub it and he would lick it. She would rub it and he would lick it. And now he got all his hair back. Well, I was working on this, and one of my customers came in as a young man, and he said he wanted to read it out loud, and he said, "Would that work on me?" I said, "I don't know. That was a dog." And so he went over and bought golden seal, and because he has a spot right in the back of his head. I said, most times that's your thyroid. But anyway, he got it, and he said, will it turn it yellow? I said, yes, it will. But he's going to try it. So I had quite a few people that was reading my teaching while I was working on it. It's helpful for pylori. It helps with sore gums. It helps with, if your gums are bleeding, remember, anything that has to do with the gums, it has to do with your heart. And you don't want your gums to bleed, and you don't want sore gums, because that means there's infection around the heart. Cherokees even used the herbs for cancer. The Potter, they snuffed into the nostrils for chronic inflammation, for mucus, and it literally took the mucus away. Some recommends the use for pancreas trouble. So if your pancreas or your blood sugar is not working, use golden seal, but remember, only for 2 weeks. And if you're hypoglycemic, take licorice with it, because hypoglycemic means you have low blood sugar. And see, golden seal makes it lower, but if you mix it with another herb, it doesn't do the same thing. Like when I asked the person when they said they want golden seal, I say, are you low blood sugar? They say yes. Then I give them I give them golden seal with echinacea, and they can handle that. Kloss also considered it for sore throats and for the liver. Golden seal primary uses to be known as a vegetable dye. The Indians dyed everything with golden seal, and they even put it on their face. And the history use of it was liver disorders, skin disorders, insect bites, repellent, sore mouth, sore eyes, stomach trouble, worms, getting rid of worms. It helped with stomach problems, mucus, ulcers, hemorrhoids, prolapse, and tonsillitis. So if you want something that really help you, a herb that takes care of almost everything. Use golden seal, but use it wisely.